Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome back to Morgan's lazy Sunday afternoon live stream, where sometimes we're lazy and sometimes we're actually a little productive. Who knew? I have a new microphone this week. Last couple weeks I've been using my webcam mic because the connector for I had a Yeti Bluetooth and the connector got bent. And I jury-rigged it to work for months, and then it just wouldn't work. And anything else plugged into that USB hub wouldn't work at the same time.
Oh.
And it wouldn't work plugged into the computer. And I ordered a new connector cable. And now I have a new microphone. My audio engineer tested it out and is like, yeah, no, it's dead. So I shorted it or something. I don't even.
Or something.
Don't even know. But check out the sweet, sexy.
That is very similar to mine. I think it's the same make.
Yeah, it's the Yeti, just USB. So I'm testing it out, having it on my desk's like an L, and I'm having it on the side one turned sideways. I know it's kind of directional. Oh yeah, they look the same.
They look so similar, yeah.
So if I can leave it on the computer or the table next to, it won't even be, I don't have to move it out of the way to use my keyboard. Schmancy, right? Right? Kind of exciting. So anyway, hi, I'm your host, Morgan, and today I have Sako with me. Did you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Voit. Also half of the duo of Victoria Fun Rock. I also half of the duo of Echo. Cool.
Nope, that was my fault. I had the YouTube tab open, and when I clicked on it, it refreshed, so I had to mute that real quick.
Oh, I got you.
But yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries. I don't know how much I want to say. I guess I write horror, urban fantasy stuff, and I'm also a witch, a chaos witch, and I'm also a graphic designer. I have a bachelor's in graphic design. So
I did not know you were a chaos witch.
Yep.
I knew you were a witch. Didn't know chaos.
Yep. I am specifically a chaos witch.
Not that I ever wanted to get on your bad side, but on my priority list.
We don't necessarily, like, we do not rot chaos wherever we go or anything like that.
Right. But I assume if you find it deserving, I just don't want to be deserving of chaos.
My curses tend to be like, may you realize the horror of your actions type of curses.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm not OCD, but I definitely have some tendencies, so chaos is not my friend.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I figure I'm one trauma away from full-blown OCD. Not to minimize it in any way, but I definitely, when I'm stressed out, find those urges rising. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I follow.
So what are you working on today? Since you've been so productive, or are you going to take this live stream off?
I might just work on my planner a bit, maybe do some writing. I've been working on this 8-page comic all day. So I think I should probably track my progress.
Cool.
I've already put in way more work than the week allows.
Oops.
You've
been space and time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it happens. Well, I'm going to pop over to the comments and say hi to people.
Sounds great.
Let's see. We have MM Ward, hello and welcome. Andy and Kelly, hello. I don't know about y'all, but where I am, it is on and off snowing. Although they did manage to clear the roads, which
Yep.
I hear ice and slush is coming, so yay. I meant to clear my driveway before dark, and I didn't. So I might be doing that after the stream.
Good luck.
Yeah. Hello, we have a Sarah and a Renee.
I think YouTube unsubbed me from Sarah. I was subscribed, and then I got none of the things.
Weird.
Oh, it says I'm subscribed. I'm just not getting anything in my...
You can be subscribed without having like notifications turned on.
I will ring that bell. There we go.
Sarah says YouTube hates me. I literally sit at the same sub count for the past year. What? Does it like...
Doesn't it waver a little bit? Like,
it's so weird. So weird. I don't know. Anyway, so I was gonna pop into the comments. MM Ward dropped a like and wishes us luck for a good sprint. Andy says, "Woo, sudden sound. Yetis are great mics. I got one to use for work back when I was recording training video. Amazing quality." Yeah, my brother-in-law, who is also my sound technician, recommended both microphones, the old one and the new one. So
cool.
And MM Ward is back because lunch got turned into dinner. So more time to sprint. Sarah says hi. And
hi.
Kelly asks if you're a chaos witch like Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
Yes, question mark?
Also, video games aren't actually accurate portrayals.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little exaggeration.
Just leave it.
So, MM says she was listening to Sarah's vlog in the background, and the husband's like, "Who is that?" Shout out to Sarah. Awesome. Carrie says hi. Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
I don't know where your comment went. Nightbot didn't say anything, so Nightbot didn't do it this time. And Bruce is here. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Bruce.
So, yeah, another week, another set of revelations about what I'm going to do with my story.
Yay!
I think I'm adding a couple viewpoints, like more than one.
Whoa.
Right? So I've got my story and it's sitting at like 54,000 words right now. Mm-hmm. But the first 20K has got to go because I started off in one direction and veered another direction.
Oh.
So, and I'm coming up towards the climax and I'm like, I need more plot, obviously, more story. And as like the villain and how we got to this point got clearer as I got closer to it, I realized I have somebody else's story I need to tell.
Oh.
To really flesh out.
I know those feels very well. I have notes for, and part of the book's written mm-hmm. for an entire series. And it's all in first person.
Okay.
And then I realized there are scenes I need to write where that character isn't present. So I decided to go to third person, and that is basically rewriting all my books.
Oh no. I did actually once attend a panel, surprise, on how to convey information that your character can't know, just logistically. And obviously one of it is add another viewpoint character. There's also the overheard conversation or saw their email thing,
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so those are the two big ones I remember off the top of my head.
Right on.
It's overheard conversation and new point of view, though. So.
Yay, kitty cat.
Oh, Doc's here. Hello and welcome. And Devin. Yay.
Hi, Devin.
All the cool kids are here. It makes me almost feel cool. Doc says, it's too straightforward, too easy, swerve. But making it make sense with the timeline and everything else, it just, yeah. So M.M. Ward, the muse ran off down her own path. She rejected your plot and created her own. No, she just made it more complicated and to get a better, more well-rounded image of what's going on. Another viewpoint is super handy. So Andy is still working on a short story that may turn into a short novella. And his kitty Zoe says hi. Yeah. I love kitties. Gonna send all the love. So let's see. Spence is here. Hello and welcome. And everybody wants to know if Sarah's poor ankle and hand are feeling any better. There was a fall. Sarah says she just upgraded into her normal chair, so thinks she's in the right path. That's encouraging to hear. Very happy. Oh my goodness, I can't. So rough. So yeah. Let's see. What else we got in the comments? Devin pretends to think I'm the coolest, so I appreciate that.
May I say you look decidedly 90s today?
Oh yeah. Anytime I put on the choker and like the very straight part, I feel like I got my 90s geek chick vibe.
Yep.
I like it. I'm gonna lean into it. It might date me, but I think I could still pull it off.
I think you can still pull it
off. Doc is his series is all first person, and he's had some scenes where he wanted to include that don't directly invoke the narrator, and he's had to find some very creative ways to do those reveals.
Interesting.
Yeah. Bruce had similar issues conveying information that main character wouldn't know. Yeah. M.M. Ward is writing a birth scene and attempted murder scene they didn't write earlier this week after editing this morning. I have been in bed until like an hour ago reading and eating way too many chips dipped in ranch.
I'm kind of jealous of your day. I am jealous of your day.
Yeah. Oh, and the skylight over my bed totally covered in snow.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was nice. But I showered and everything for the stream. So I put on like a bra and everything.
Oh my God.
Right? So Carrie, hubby is trying to oil the hinges of the office door and a little bit wants attention. Out of nowhere, we hear ba 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 down the hall. Isn't that always the case when you sit down to try and do something? Spence took a nap and did yoga with mini Spence since the end of Sako's earlier stream and just hopped in. We're just getting warmed up.
Yes, I've been streaming all day. Whether I've been on someone else's stream or I did a stream in between Amber's stream and your stream.
Your Sundays are exhausting.
Just this Sunday. Just because
At least one Sunday a month, you're coming in after 2 to 3 back-to-back streams.
Yeah, that's true.
So, MM Ward says, I might be the coolest just because of the weather. Spence says that Cosmic Kids Yoga on YouTube has a lot of really engaging yoga content for kids. So if I'm sure it's, engaging for other people. Doc questioned me dipping potato chips into ranch dressing. Why not? It's basically like ranch dip. It's just slightly less creamy.
Or something.
Right? And Ward took a 2-hour nap after the 5 a.m. Writers Club. Telling you, hashtag 9 p.m. Writers Club is where it's at. I know. We had this discussion earlier this week. MM was like, that's bedtime? And I'm like, well, 5 a.m. doesn't exist for me.
Yeah.
And I think there was a counter of baby goats needing bottles or some nonsense like that.
Yeah.
Doc asks if a skylight covered in snow is cool or terrifying. I'd say it's very similar to the front windshield getting covered with soap at the car wash. Especially since I know it's only a couple inches, if that.
If that, yeah.
Yeah, especially since it's slanted. So, Doc is also showered and dressed. Sarah says that's next on the goal. Nightbot says we should stretch.
Oh, my back is like angry at me. And
I'm sorry.
Like my spine in general is just like,
do backs have another setting?
Oh, mine does.
Mine's either cranky or angry.
Mine is definitely cranky and stiff and cranky.
Yeah. So, let's see. Spence has been munching on potato chips and French onion dip all day, so right in there with me.
Dude.
Doc,
I'm gonna eat ice cream.
That's
what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Doc's all in for the 9 p.m. inebriated writers club. It's not my jam, but
it is totally my jam.
I occasionally grab a drink, but
right drunk, edit sober. Yep.
So Sarah is without chips and has to find something else. So sad.
I was in the same boat, and I'm like, I have Cherry Garcia. I am gonna eat the hell out of that.
Maybe popcorn if it's the salty mix you're going for. I don't know.
Popcorn. Popcorn would be good too, especially the cheesy popcorn. Oh, I'm a fan of cheesy popcorn.
I'm a fan of a couple weeks ago on Sarah's stream, I made some popcorn with butter and seasoned salt sprinkled on it. Because I found out I didn't have seasoned salt in my house, and I fixed that. But I got my boyfriend to pick some up for me, and it doesn't fit in my spice cabinet. It's like this chug of seasoned salt. So clearly I need to use it more. Doc thinks the Nightbot is a harsh taskmaster, and I don't think so. I need to stretch a lot. If I sit still for more than 20 minutes, you can clearly tell that I've been replaced by a Borg.
My Nightbot is very all about, like, by the way, take care of yourself. Hey, have you hydrated? Hey, check your posture.
I'm sorry, Nightbot. Or Al. Nightbot apparently doesn't like your comments or the quotes around your name. I don't know. It thinks you use too many characters, too many non-alphanumeric characters.
Hi.
But we're happy you're here, even if Nightbot hates your name. Oh, so let's see. Doc says I'm making popcorn and watching movies after this stream.
Hell yeah.
Spence says next time I go to the store, I'm getting fancy ice cream.
Damn right.
Right? Emma Ward tried to turn the body in because of the warranty, but was denied the upgrade.
Oh.
I'm sorry that Nightbot is your mortal enemy. Your nemesis, shall we say.
Indeed. Oh, indeed.
So, do we want to get some writing in? Do I even have my writing open in a tab somewhere? How many tabs can a person have open at once?
I've got like 20 right now.
I have a bunch of tabs, but I also have 5 windows. Which is fraught. Little fraught. Okay, I see what's going on here. One's an incognito window for a group I manage.
Oh, I see.
So if I log out of there, or if I close it, I have to re-log into all those things, and that just doesn't happen. Unless I have to reboot or something.
Oh my gosh.
If I get fewer than like 3 to 4 letters on the tab, I start trying to close them. But I think I usually try to keep it under 20. Unless I'm like researching agents or something.
Oh, sure.
They'll have like tons of tabs open.
Yeah.
Like, here's 15 for me to look at, and here are all their agencies.
Yeah.
You can get nested pretty quickly. Kelly only has 7 tabs open. I have 4 emails open
3, 4,
before I get into anything else.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. So almost 20.
I have 4
and I just closed a bunch. So
right. I did that just before the stream because it gets messy. But yeah, I have 4 emails, Twitter, a writing competition I didn't want to forget about, my Trello board, a Google slideshow that I'm working on because people offer to pay me to talk about social media next week.
Oh.
Right?
Neat.
Super excited.
Neat.
But yeah, that means I should probably, have visuals to go along with it rather than just rambling.
I find presentations helpful if for no other reason they kind of act like prompt cards for me.
Yeah. I'm trying to be better about not putting all the information on there, but making sure the bullet points are on there.
I just needed a little something to remind me what to say, and it kind of keep me corralled, because otherwise I can go on a tangent and there's half of my presentation right there. It's just some tangent on the left field.
Yeah. And of course, I've got Facebook open and YouTube so I can see the comments, and StreamYard and WordPress in case some comments come in, and my podcast admin page is open. And then let's see, in another window, I have NaNoWriMo, my Dream of Stellar Ships document, and Wikipedia for me looking up different types of dumplings.
Cool.
And of course, the timer, and a different window for some Zoom recordings I'm downloading, but I can't download Zoom recordings while streaming.
No.
It eats all my bandwidth.
Yes.
So hungry for bandwidth. Downloading Zoom recordings is about like Cookie Monster and cookies.
I gotcha.
So, let's see.
Mama Ward, congratulations! Paperbacks for the next 4 books.
Yay! Oh my god, that's so exciting.
That is amazing.
Awesome. Let's see. Doc says the question is, how many tabs can you have open before something makes the browser crash? I actually haven't run into browser crash very often.
I don't run into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just whittle it down because it gets crowded.
Right? Yeah, no. I'm like, what am I done with? Let me close it out or read it, acknowledge to myself I'm not going to read it and move on with my life. I'm also a zero inbox girl, so you know.
Not me. I have thousands and thousands in my
All
inbox.
of them. All of my inboxes are under 25, and I have like 6 inboxes. So I try to keep them always under 25, and I got them down to like 3 or fewer at the beginning of the year, and I'm trying to keep them in the single digits. So Ward has 4 tabs, and one is playing music and wants us to get to a sprint soon. So walk through these comments and let's get some writing. Let's see. Al wanted to let Sako know that they figured out their brand: apocalyptic paranormal and urban fantasy mystery.
Nice.
Wow. That's awesome.
That is like the first step of putting together a business plan.
Yeah.
Like really like nailing that down is probably the hardest part, in my opinion.
Do I hear a kitty on your end?
You do.
Who's saying hi or stop paying attention to the computer and pay attention to me?
I don't know why she's meowing. What is it? Okay.
Just wanted to be acknowledged, maybe.
I guess.
Let's see. Doc had to download new browsers to support new tabs.
Oh.
Al has no browsers open because watching with the YouTube app. Al needs to know, is that iced water or iced wine? Sako?
It's actually not iced, but it's carbonated water. It is cherry and pomegranate infused.
Ooh. Al has had the browser crash over 1 tab. And Doc has lost hundreds of tabs to a browser crash. Hundreds?
Holy crap.
Ward's internet tanks at 6 tabs. The rural internet life. We all bow down to our feline overlords. Kitty Wrights is here. Hello and welcome. And let's see. Andy has the browser open with a few different tabs and a project on another screen to focus on it.
Nice. I wish so my second monitor is downstairs in the studio, like on my desk, like logically. But because I do the streaming thing now, like I try to stay out of Greg's hair. So, especially when he's in class.
Yeah.
You know, like. So that's why I've been in my living room since April.
It happens.
Yeah.
So, how often does he have classes? Does he
Monday through Thursday.
How many is he teaching right now?
5.
Okay, I knew it was somewhere around there, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So, but it changes semester to semester, and I wasn't.
It does, and a new one had just started, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah. Doc says that the browser tabs is the biggest manifestation of his ADHD habit. Kitty's hubby is a developer and has like 300 tabs open in Chrome and a separate browser
for not work.
Oh, yeah. Always a separate browser for not work. I'm a developer. I do not keep that many tabs open. I top out at like 20 and it bothers me. Bruce,
I top out at about 20. Yeah.
I can do more than 4 or 5 because a lot of them are just my email and waiting. I just keep them open in case something pops up, with only 1 or 2 being active. But yeah, no. Kitty loves your light, Sako. And Laura joined us. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Laura. She's.
Okay.
I want to write like Laura when I grow up.
Ooh.
Man, I love her work.
Hashtag the dream.
The dream. Laura's horror is where I wish mine was.
Oh, Kitty says her hubby is a site reliability engineer. So there's a tab for every dashboard he's got to monitor. That makes sense. Okay. But we are half an hour in and we have done no writing. So I know it's a lazy Sunday afternoon live stream, but I got words to do. So
let us do the words.
There's my share, and we're going to get started in 3, 2, write some words. Or not, chillax if you want, but I need words. And we're back. Once I found the right tab. When did my camera move? Oh, well.
I think I have a date with my robot masseuse tonight.
Oh, nice. Did you get any words in?
Not a one.
Did you get any journaling done?
I did a spread or two. And then I kind of putzed around and did absolutely nothing with my time.
I found out the other day while I was driving and had been doing some voice texting that I had managed 958 words.
Wow.
I might try verbally writing, although it requires a lot more editing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I got those inputs and then I managed 211 words.
Nice.
So, especially considering I'm sorting out a new character and a new character's voice.
Right on.
I'm not displeased. So let's pop over to the comments. Andy got 453 because he's a writing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Doc edited 1396. Kitty got 556. Oh my goodness. Oh, Carrie ducked out. Had to go get dinner ready. That's awesome. Halfway through the book? Nice. I'm assuming that's with edits or reviewing?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe Carrie writes half a book a night. I'm in awe of that concept.
I know, right?
Let's see. What chatting happened while I was writing and not paying any attention whatsoever? Let's see. And then Ward asked Laura if the bone-eating fairy godmother is coming and got submitted. And it sounds like, yes, it got submitted last night. A lot of feedback from the Dark Riders of Toronto Discord group. Nice. That's awesome. So let's see. She did revisions, then 8 more went over the revision and had to redo the middle to make it less expo heavy and have the fairy show up as the shadow in the x-ray of the girl's ear. Dun, dun, dun.
Neat.
And Shadow's Lair joined us. Hello and welcome.
Howdy.
Sarah managed a bath like a magician.
Whoa.
Right? Laura's like, Sarah Schwanweber, the magic writer, bathes in the blood of her enemies and still somehow comes out clean. Al has been passing out cold all day. Now I can sleep. Do I want to? I hear that.
If I had the opportunity to sleep, I would take it. But that's me.
Right. MM says, I showered because hubby said I smell like baby goats and grapefruit hand soap. Then we got the call to come at 5 instead of 1. So we're writing.
Hooray.
Blood only sticks to the skin of living souls. It slides off the dark souls like cool silk sheets off a bed during hot sex. That's a mix of metaphors. Also, insider trick, if you like silk sheets, what I like to do is I mix the flannel and the silk sheets. So one is the fitted and one is the sheets. And so one of them has traction so you don't totally...
Yeah.
Right? That's my trick with... So you get some silky and some cozy and it's all mixed together.
Yeah. I'm really big on the cozy things. Fuzzy, cozy things.
Right? Bruce edited several words. Ellie is jealous of your robot masseuse.
Hold on. I shall show you my robot masseuse.
I don't have a robot masseuse, but I do have this guy.
Robot masseuse. I just put it over my neck or over my back, and it's got heat and uses the weight of my arms for the pressure, and
Oh, nice.
it's very nice.
I might need one of those. Wait, just a second. Stop. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So where was I? Spence did some client work and ranted about a fiction trope with Mr. Spence.
Ooh.
Ward got 280. Kelly got 172. Andy says, I wish I was a machine. I'd have the short story finished, 2 more done, monthly blog vlog done, and all while the day job was still rolling. I feel that. I feel that here.
What?
Yeah. My month was very well. I'm gonna give myself credit. I did a lot of what I wanted to do this month. My word count wasn't where I hoped it would be, but I did a lot more reading, and I did spend 2 weeks kind of sick. So, and prepping the podcasts, and I didn't expect a paying gig to come in, and meetings ate up a lot of my spare time, and
Yeah, I gotcha.
Flail things stuff.
Flail. Yeah.
Kelly said, I thought I had achieved more words than that since I was writing well before the sprint started. We've all been there. We've all been there. Kitty says, better to smell like baby goats than emu.
Ooh.
And appreciates my mix and sheets idea. Ooh, we get some writing sample. Daryl watched the reflection in the monitor as the creature of darkness fully took over his body. Bones lengthened, cracking before filling in with new non-human marrow. His skin darkened to living shadows, like the black body paint the actor had worn, augmented by twisting tendrils of darkness. Through it all, his eyes glowed with the fires of damnation. They were both condemned to a life they did not want, at the whims of the script writers for this cursed sequel. Womp womp. Kelly thinks our self-care techniques are interesting. And Kitty has an emu farm and claims it's a dirty business.
Yeah.
So my partner really, really wants an emu, but doesn't have a good stable for it right now. But, also does have like 25 goats and a llama. So,
emus can get mean, man.
Yeah, that's why he wants to raise it from egg. So it always knows who's boss. I don't know. So Doc shared a line. A skeletal hand raised and beckoned. Can you see me? Kitty thinks we now need some crazy dark background music. Kitty says you need 7-foot tall solid fencing, not just a stable. Yeah, they have an electric fence around the goat yard, but A, it's not solid, and B, it's 4.5, maybe 5 feet. It's not 7 by any means, and they go through barbed wire. What about electric fencing? Because they had to get the electric not because of the goats getting out, but because of the bears getting in.
Bears getting in. Yeah.
So Doc is like, people go all horror, and I got Terry Pratchett. I do light and fuzzy. Oh, wow. 4 or 5, they go through it, and they'll go through electric. Even zoomed up for bear? Yikes. Good to know.
With those talons, I suspect they can accomplish quite a bit.
Well, luckily I'm not an emu, and there's no urgency in getting an emu. So, well, did we want to get some more words in?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
I'm going to launch Scrivener.
Goodness. Kitty says they had a pair of breeders that went through the electric outer fence trying to escape a coyote.
Oh, geez.
Talons are right. Dad got his neck sliced open. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Complete with the reveal of internal structures. Do not like. Where's the dislike button? With Doc on this one.
Yeah. Ouch.
But I guess you like it because you're still doing it. There's got to be something redeeming about the emus. Didn't nick the veins and arteries, but you could see them.
Ugh.
And there's a gnarly scar. Oh my goodness.
I bet.
Yeah. Getting your throat ripped open. Kind of big thing. The emus came with the house and they lay so many eggs.
Oh.
Do they lay like one a day each, or I guess you just can't find and eat them all? If you get rid of the boys, you should do better, right? Fewer babies if there's no boys. Or girls, whichever gender. But you don't get the eggs with the boys.
Yeah.
Kitty says 1 every 3 days from October to April. And there's a 60% hatching rate. If you get rid of the boys, the hens will kill each other. Oh my goodness. Good to know. Emus are nothing like chickens.
Are nothing like chickens.
They're not just overgrown chickens.
Nope.
Spence would like some emu eggs to decorate because they're really cool looking.
They are really cool looking.
The eggs, a single one will feed you and a dozen friends for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Some friends of mine have chickens, and 4 of them are online right now. Well, 3 of them are yearlings. So half their eggs don't have fully developed shells yet. But last I checked in, they had like 25 eggs left over after making like 10 mini quiches.
Oh, I see.
Kitty says that mom and dad do sell blown out eggs. If you look up Gulick the emu on Facebook and message them, you can get some. Oh no, Nightbot caught somebody. I'm sorry. Nightbot doesn't like more than like 3 non-numeric alphanumeric characters in a row.
Weird.
Spence is counting her pennies.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Spence just sent a lot of excitement on the post.
Very excited reaction. And Nightbot was like, simmer down now.
Right? Because Nightbot.
I turn all that off. I just use the timers. I don't need them to mod.
Yeah, I haven't needed it. I just get worried about having it, needing it and not having it, you know?
Oh, I guess.
So, because I don't always pay attention as close as I should to the chat when
I
I'm
make
teaching.
people my mods.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Well, they're $10 plus shipping because they do have to be very specially shipped.
Yeah, so they don't get smooshed.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. MM Word says that her neighbor in Texas had an emu farm until one kicked the mister and broke his hip.
Oof.
I like the taste of emu, but can't find it in Colorado.
God damn.
Doc's like, this would be great Ukrainian Easter eggs. Kitty's like, I think I know exactly who you're talking about. There's not a lot of us here. Totally understand that. I'm pretty sure all the local goat people know all the local goat people and things and stuff. So anyway, we're gonna get some words in.
Okay.
So let's see. I'm gonna reset that timer. I'm gonna go ahead and share this sucker.
Woo.
Let's get some words in. Are we ready? No, but we're gonna do it anyway. After a snack, probably. In 3, 2, 1, snack. Or right, you know, whatever. And I'm back. I think Sako stepped away for a minute, but I ate dinner. I didn't have a snack. I ate dinner.
I'm here. I just felt bad that I was snacking on camera and making people hungry.
There is no need to ever feel bad about snacking on camera on my stream.
I've already eaten more than half of this, and I'm at that point where I'm trying to decide if I care that I'm spoiling my dinner.
Wait, it depends. What's for dinner?
Smothered pork chops with mashed potatoes.
Are you making it or is Greg making it?
Greg's making it.
Ooh, yeah. That does sound delicious.
It is pretty good.
And it does have the benefit of not having to make it.
Yes.
Which makes it taste even better. Sometimes.
Well, Greg's a particularly good cook.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to be said for, enjoying the efforts of your own work. But there's also something to be said for walking in and being handed a plate with warm, delicious food.
See, Spence knows me. I am of that mind to save the rest of it for post pork chops.
That's
But that means I have to stop eating it now. Because now it is the perfect consistency.
Andy's popping off to go make dinner. Bye.
Bye, Andy.
Good to see you.
There's a big bubble at the bottom.
After getting 486 words, rather than, eating leftovers, like some people. Although I did some brainstorming while I was making my food, and I realized it's supposed to slush tonight, and I haven't shoveled my walk, which means I have a layer of snow underneath, which means I did this on purpose to make it easier to shovel tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because ice on paved asphalt is hard you got to chip away at it. But if you can break through the crust and get to the snow, it's easy to shovel.
Indeed.
That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. It was a clever plan. Clever plan. So I'm going to pop into the comments and see what everybody else is doing. Well, we start off the sprint with Kelly asking if medieval horses were named. And
it depends on the noble.
Yeah. And I found a source of examples of different names and whose horses they were.
Yep.
So.
Like Marie Antoinette, for instance, probably didn't name her horses.
I think one would imagine it's how much time you spend with the horse.
Mm-hmm. What you use the horse for.
Right.
Do you bond with the horse, or do you just use it to pull your carriage?
Right.
Yep.
So, let's see. Andy was writing, sees the snacking, stomach grumbles. Yeah, dinner's coming up next. Bruce is like, making me hungry.
Exactly. That's when I turned my camera off. I was like, oh.
I didn't even see it. I just ate. So, Al says my main character's babysitter gets bitten on the ankle and the main character watches her for her turn. Kitty said 649 edits and oh my god, Cherry Garcia.
It doesn't help that I'm like presenting it.
Right. Spence did some more client work and is almost done for the night. Carrie has fed everyone and is back to work. Al is trying to find the best zombie sounds. Great.
You might want to make them.
Kitty agrees food is always better when you don't have to make it. Although it's really awesome when you make something and it turns out really good.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
But I suffer from the thing where if it takes me more than 20 minutes to cook something, I'm not hungry by the time it's done.
Oh, wow. Now, once I start eating for the day, I can keep eating. But my stomach doesn't wake up until I've had my first meal of the day. Plus, I have meds I'm not supposed to
Take on an empty stomach.
No, vice versa. I have to take them at least an hour before I eat.
Oh.
So breakfast / lunch ends up being somewhere between 11 and 3.
I gotcha. Brunch.
Right. So, Spence. Oh, right. We already did the ice cream comment. Doc edited another 1,100 words and ran into some rough parts that needed work. Award on my way. Hubby went to see his buddy and found out another HD has an outbreak. Oh my gosh. One of their mask refusers got tested for COVID because her sister got it and lied about being exposed.
This is why we're still in quarantine.
I have words. Let's say.
I don't.
And exposed 11 people at HD.
Anti-maskers just like really, really irk me.
Yeah. I have feels on this. But this is usually a mostly PG channel, so just imagine what they might be.
Yeah.
So anyway, on brighter subjects, writer, oh my god, more zombie tales. I know a guy who does developmental copy editing and focuses on zombies specifically because he's obsessed with them.
Nice.
Doc would like to reassure you that a pint is a single serving of Ben & Jerry's.
It says 3 servings per container.
No. You know what defines a serving of anything? A serving is defined by the maximum amount of food they can give you before they have to start talking about the trans fats in them. The percentage where they have to list it on the box is a serving. There are many products of which that is not actually exaggerating. I remember when trans fats became a thing and they changed all the labeling and the serving sizes changed very specifically.
Yes, they did.
So for younger viewers, that's a thing that happened. Marketing. So, Carrie agrees on that serving size. I was going to jump through and do all the food posts, but I'll get lost. So I'm just going to go through comments in order. Laura is doing another read through for that first line anthology. The first line they all had to start with was Daryl slid 3/4 into the vending machine and weighed his options. I love it. Oh, Ward said they already had COVID in November because somebody was asymptomatic.
Yeah. I ran into something similar in May.
Doc says horses in the Middle Ages were probably named, but that doesn't mean we know what the names are. And Morengo was Napoleon's horse. So that's fun. Ward says they're leaving. Bye. Stay
Okay.
safe.
See ya.
Although that was probably like, oh no, only 2 minutes ago. Okay. Carrie said little bits, and I had leftover chicken and dumplings, and it was
hell yeah.
yeah. Nightbot thinks we should stretch some more. Always. Shadow Slayer, yep, thyroid. Totally. Hashimoto life. Doc says, why do the mask deniers always lie about it? Right? They should either believe it doesn't matter, but anyway.
But their rights are being repressed, don't you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I would probably be okay if I got it, but if I gave it to someone else who ended up hospitalized or worse, how could I live with myself knowing wearing a mask, which is not that bad, could have prevented it? I just, mind blown. I can't even. Anyway. Spence says, Mr. Spence is watching Legal Eagle talk about rights you didn't know you had. And you can I've heard of this. You can get married by double proxy in Montana. So I suggested we get divorced and remarried in Montana. Where double proxy, I believe, is when you can send, two people that aren't you to get married in your stead. Typically used for like military weddings and stuff.
Oh, sure.
But, I'm sure it also works for people who are having visa issues and that sort of thing.
Right
or
on.
somebody's sick or what have you. But yeah, neither of the people are there, but I have been authorized on their behalf to say I do. Oh, and Mr. Spence is like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, Kara, hello.
Hello.
So glad you made it. We're probably going to get in one more writing sprint before we call it a night.
Probably.
So, Kitty had COVID in February, and it's almost been a year, and I don't have the antibodies anymore. Oh, that's rough. And Tessa showed up. Hello, Tessa. Nobody likes colonoscopy prep. I'm so sorry. We're having a snowstorm, but we're between snowings and the roads are clear right now. Kara's like, Hashimoto's live. Fist bump. Al's like, I can hate masks and wear one. We should all technically wear them in flu season anyway. So yeah. Kelly, apathy has grown as much as narcissism in this country. I don't know that it's grown. I think it's just more obvious.
Yeah.
I think it's the same
more
proportion
prevalent.
Yeah. And lots of sympathy towards Tessa because surgery prep stinks.
Yeah.
So, shall we write?
We shall write.
Okay. Let's see how I restart this buzzer. And I'm not going to eat this sprint. Well, I might get a piece of chocolate. Instead, I'm going to put words on paper.
Oh my gosh.
Like a writer. I hear writers write. Did you hear that?
I've never heard that.
Never? Okay. Totally new concept, mind-blowing. But yeah, let's get some words in.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, type. Or, get dinner. Whatever. You do you. Removing myself from the screen is not the same as unmuting.
It is not the same as unmuting at all.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Right. So, how was your sprint?
I spent it taking care of my back and neck.
I got about 400 words, so I am pleased. Quite pleased.
I would be pleased too.
And I'm sorting out her relationship with her ex/baby daddy.
Oh.
Right? They're kind of on again, off again, and it's mom's fault.
I see.
So. Is your back happy for its attention?
I did learn that if I tilt my head to the left, I get shooting pain through my back.
That's not awesome. Did you roll your shoulders?
Yes, I did roll my shoulders.
So I have a question. When you roll your shoulders, do they crunch? So like having one shoulder crunch every time you roll it is not normal?
It's not uncommon, but
I treat my shoulders like crap. So true facts. So anyway, popping into the chat, there's a lot of discussion about masks. And Mr. Blend has joined us. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
So glad to see you. I don't think you've been here in a couple weeks, at least. Al was falling asleep to ASMR zombie sounds. And Mr. Blend has suggested, like cave ambiance, or tavern with a fire, or zombie sounds. I gotta say, ASMR is totally like this head thing for my ears. It's a head octopus for my ears. And then, of course, they make some noise or sound that isn't on your palate, and you're like, annoying, next. Or is that just me listening to ASMR? Mr. Vlandis also listens to word Druna, which I think Sako said you're jamming out to. When he wants to write a fight or battle scene, and you like it when you do witchy stuff. Bruce uses ASMR to sleep most every night. So I actually have a meditation app that I'll put on because it's the same thing every time. And if I make it to the end of the 7 minutes, it's unusual. But also, you don't get the ads popping up, which sometimes with autoplay on, when you have the ASMR turned all the way up and then the ad comes on. So bad. So bad. Carrie says, I think the first kiss scene in this book is my favorite. It's just so wholesome. I am super excited about... So for the story I'm working on right now, I have one character who is ace romantic, and the new character the new point of view character I'm going back to has a 2-year-old daughter, and so I get to do a romance that is, asexual, and I also get to do a much more earthy sort of romance as well with, people with past history, which is always fun. I'm a gamer. I'm a tabletop gamer. And, back when I was in college or whatever, I always, had the characters with as little background as possible so the GM wouldn't screw me over. But as I've gotten older, I love background. It makes me care more about the character and what they're doing and their goals and stuff.
Exactly.
It gets me more invested in my character and my story and everything else. And so it may also be the GMs in question and how they use the background material.
Absolutely.
So some of them are like, oh, you just gave me a plot point, and now I will destroy everything to do with your background. But ones that are much, much more defter touch, sprinkle it in and make it work for them. And that's some awesome storytelling. So.
In my opinion, it takes two to tango, right?
Oh.
So it is just as much the responsibility of the players as it is the responsibility of the storyteller to craft a story.
Yeah. To my dying day, I will gush about my Shadowrun GM in college, who I was a decker, did battle scenes in which neither I nor the rest of the characters were bored.
Nice.
For people who are unfamiliar with Shadowrun, deckers are basically hackers, and so all of their stuff is done on the computer via mental pathway thing. So our GM usually set it up that I was decking while they were fighting, so that the fight scene kept going and everybody was doing something, not waiting for the fight scene to happen so I can do my stuff and vice versa. So
right.
Really well balanced. Loved it.
Nice.
So yeah, Jesse, this is for you, even though you're totally not watching this. So. Back to the comments. Tessa was practicing lettering for planner/bullet journaling.
Yes, I need to do a couple of spreads of that.
Nice. Yeah. Ooh, Doc made huge progress. 2,258 words edited. There's my 0 issue again. Yakura says, dialogue always slows me down. I only got 248 words. That's some pretty solid progress. Al was researching zombie bites. I have something to tell you. It's your zombie story. You can do whatever you want. Zombies are imaginary and they can work how you want.
Yep.
Doc says, baby daddy, is this a space octopod story? Yes. Her cousin has a 2-year-old. And this is the cousin whose mom the main character lives with. And so mom had aspirations for her daughter that were not realized. And so she's dealing with a lot of parental disappointment and parental pressure in lots of ways, which is the opposite of her cousin, whose parents are far away. So Doc feels like I missed a memo. Yeah. You may have popped in right after I said I was adding a new point of view character. So I might even do an octopus point of view character. Because I mean, people are reading it for the space octopods and they're not prominent enough. I just need to figure out their motivation. I already know which character I'm probably gonna go with. But so Kelly got 275 words. Was hoping for 1,000 during the live stream, but 758 is good.
That is good.
Kitty says we're all stupid Kafisic from being hunched over and typing all day.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or over my phone.
I was like hunched over my tablet all day drawing. So
I give myself tennis elbow at least once a month when I pick up a new phone game.
Yeah.
It's bad. Spence, thank you. Both of Spence's shoulders crunch when she rolls her shoulders. I would love to back roll and not have the right one crunch every time. That's like my dream.
My hips sometimes do that, which isn't great. But my shoulders have always been quite loose.
Nice. Kelly said, I believe was making a joke with joint rolls depends.
But I'm ching.
Right. Kitty, Kafosic. There we go. I can spell it. Mr. Blandis, I get the sand grinding sound once in a while. Legit. Novel Nana swung by. Hello.
Hi, Nana.
Mr. Blandis, D&D started Oathmark. Allows you to build your own kingdom in the rules. Super fun.
Yep, super cool.
Kelly laughed. Doc says, tentacles up for an octopod point of view character. Yeah. My partner was like, wait. You kept telling me about the space octopod story and you're telling me it focuses on humans? He was very, very disappointed. I've started calling it my space fantasy instead of my octopod story. Spence says, if I hold my hands behind my back when I do it, they don't crunch. That could work, yeah. I used to, back when I walked down hallways, because my house doesn't actually have a hallway, like at work and stuff, flip my hands outward. If your arms are down and your hands are flipped out, your shoulders naturally will go back and down.
Yep.
And so, I mean, you can still hunch forward. And let me tell you, I can slouch like a champ on a yoga ball. So people who are like, oh, it's great for your posture. I'm like, no, it's great if you like to fidget and burn some extra calories bouncing, sure, but you can slouch like a champ on it.
You slouch, yeah.
So Spence says, I need to start nagging at people about making a D&D character. I miss DMing. Oh, I miss gaming. But I can't commit to a game because when?
Like, there are only so many hours in the day.
I just need to cut 3 or 4 things off my to-do list and then I'll be free. Doc says the yoga ball's for balance, not posture. Probably, but if so, I need to inflate my yoga ball a little more because it just settles in and I sit on it and it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, if I pick my feet up, maybe it's balanced, but if my feet are on, yoga ball's not a balanced thing. Oh, Bruce has got a balance. Thanks for staying. I know I ran over, but 6:30 is kind of a suggestion. It's a guideline, not a rule.
Guideline. Yeah.
We know sometimes I do like 3 extra sprints, depending how the writing's going.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is coming up on 7. Did we want to do another sprint or did we want to just call it a night?
I would be totally fine with calling it a night.
Is your dinner ready? It sounds
delicious. It sounds like it is currently in progress.
Ooh, does it smell like it's currently in progress?
It does.
Ooh, nice. Spence says, I definitely need to inflate my yoga ball.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Blandis says, when I D&D, I use elements for my fantasy books. It gives me ideas. That's
right
awesome.
On. I use World of Darkness for my stories and my stories for World of Darkness.
I was once in a Conan game. So there was a Conan system.
There was.
Our GM was a little too committed to the storyline.
Oh, that's always tragic.
Train, dragged us along to his plot points. And I spent an entire game session unconscious while there. So I literally sat at the table and read
You're like, what did I read?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Right on.
I knew exactly what it was. The title was just eluding me.
But that sucks though to to read instead of game when you're at the table.
Yeah. There were things he could have done differently, like fast forward to me not being unconscious or something, anything. But yeah, so. But then again, I'm not a great GM myself, so I GM'd once. So Kitty has sympathy for me. Al had to leave. Bye, Al. Thanks for coming. Great to see you. So I've had some really great games. I've had some mediocre games. I've had some GMs that were great for this first initial storyline and then kind of just phoned it in because they had a really good idea for the game. And then once we finished that initial plot, tried to keep going, but didn't have, a new thing planned.
A new thing planned. Yeah.
We had a Call of Cthulhu story and it was great. And then the next time we played 2 more sessions, and at the second session, somebody's like, this was the plot for last week's rerun of X-Files.
Oh.
And the GM's like, oh, just go home. And he's like, wait, you didn't change anything? Just go home. It was sad. I mean,
that's really tragic.
Great GM, but didn't have a new story plot planned and should have just called it or said, hey, let's, do a couple one-shots until I have something, So.
Absolutely. As a GM, you have to know when to call it.
Yeah.
How prepared are you? How good are you at pulling stuff out of your ass?
Yeah.
If you're not, if you don't have enough threads that you've given your players, then you're not doing your job right.
Right. Well, I mean, we beat the boss, and then we had new
end of chronicle, right?
Exactly.
And instead of wrapping it up,
he tried to do a spin-off and wasn't prepared, because he wanted to keep gaming, but
Yeah, I follow.
Ooh. Kitty says my favorite D&D campaign was a playoff of House of Leaves, where the house is bigger on the inside and had 100 events. They rolled for the event and 3 needed to happen to unlock the boss. Wow, that's like a mix of House of Leaves, D&D, and House on the Hill.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Doc misses the 7th Sea campaign he was in years ago.
My husband's the same way.
I think I remember that campaign. I wasn't in it, but I remember it. Spence says, I only GM'd for one group. It was really fun actively learning how to make each game better.
I distinctly use critique at the end of each of my games.
Okay.
Because I want this game to be as fun for my players as possible.
Right.
So I ask for something that they liked about the game, something that they didn't like about the game, and if they could give XP to another player, who would it be and why?
Oh, fun.
So I get to hear everything that they liked about the game. I get to hear all the things that maybe needed changing, be it the story or technology or whatever.
You get them to beta read your campaigns. That's basically beta reader feedback.
It is.
I love it.
It is. It's kind of like a co-writer feedback.
Yeah, I totally get that. Jack says knowing when to stop and do something else is an important skill for any DM.
And there are a lot of DMs that don't do that.
It's hard. And
it's a hard skill to learn.
And a lot of people aren't going to learn until they do it wrong,
Mm-hmm. Or they see someone else do it right, and they're like, oh.
Right, exactly. Spence has had a big world story problem that I based my story conflict on, and the players had to figure out what the problem was and then solve. Yeah. If you make a puzzle and you give it one right answer, they will do 12 other answers, but they will never come up with the answer you expect. And you've got to be able to roll with that.
I usually come up with 6 to 10 threads for any chronicle that I run. And I don't necessarily, the players may use them, they may not, they may let it drop. And it's always interesting to see which ones they pick, because I can basically run 2 groups through the same story with it being entirely different. Like
Always.
they're each unique games.
Always. Yeah. So Jenny showed up. Hello and welcome. Doc says, my group voted on a roleplay point for each session, and the GM gave extra XP for writing up the sessioning character.
I do something similar.
Nice.
If they do anything for their character outside of game, I give XP for it. So like backgrounds or art or short stories or anything like that, like I'm here for it.
Nice.
Freaking, if you put in the effort, you're going to get rewarded. Come in costume, all the XP.
Wow. I have a dungeon crawl that got left off the week the pandemic shutdown happened, because we celebrated Pi Day, and that was the last thing I did before pandemic was at that game. But it was a dungeon crawl, and so I take notes of what happened each episode or game session, and I read it back before we do the next session, because it's a once a month normally, and sometimes we miss 2 or 3 months.
Right.
And it's the second iteration of this, but we've basically been playing since my first niece was born.
Right on.
As a heads up, my sister is due with my second niece in about 2 weeks. So I should still be here, but I'm one of her 2 support people. So if that happens during a live stream, I'm not going to live stream.
It's going to be a shortened live stream.
Or I might not show up. So we will see. And Jean loves the lights behind you on the bookcase.
Thank you.
It's pretty awesome.
They're starting to fall. I need to put them back up.
Meh. So anyway, it is like 7 o'clock. We're half an hour over. Great to see everybody today. Did you want to do your outro?
Howdy, Howlers. I'm Sako, also known as Voit, also half of the duo Victoria Von Rock. And I am a writer of horror and urban fantasy, and I am a chaos witch, and I have a bachelor's in graphic design. And sometimes I combine all that. So check out my YouTube channel for all my writerly and arty things. And I also, in the description, I have a witchy channel where I read witchy books over coffee in the morning.
Ooh. At like 10 a.m. when I'm at work.
Yes.
And I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I am a writer in progress. I am actively querying, or should be, but I haven't actually queried this week. And I write fantasy, pre-published, right, Doc? And you can find me sharing writing tips and writerly musings over on morganhazelwood.com, here on my channel, and also on my podcast, morganhazelwood.fireside.fm, or you can find it as writing tips and writerly musings on pretty much anything, wherever you listen to your podcasts. What else? Anything else happening this week? I get to talk to people and get paid to talk about social media this week.
Neat. Like
establishing a social media presence, I'm pretty solid at. Escalating it from that. 1,000 views on my blog last year.
Nice.
So I'm not bad. I'm not great. I'm pretty mediocre.
I gotcha. It's a hard thing to master.
It is. And I need to focus my efforts, and I don't. And I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
So you get what you get.
Right
But
on.
thank you all for joining us. As always, feel free to subscribe. Thanks to Sako for joining me, and I'll be back again next week for lazy hangouts or productivity, whatever happens. It's Sunday. Bye.